So I got this garage gym I've built out, and I would love to share my workout experience here with you guys. This isn't some fancy schmancy, big box, state-of-the-art facility, but it definitely gets the job done. And so here I am, trying to share with you guys my little workout journey. So a lot of you might seem fit and strong, but to me personally, I'm way, way, way out of shape. So this is what I look like as of December 2024. Let's do a little body fat test and see where I'm at.
The first place I'm gonna pinch is just maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches over from my belly button. And that's gonna do the most damage. I'm squeezing with my index finger and my thumb and getting as much fat as possible. And I'm reading the number that comes up on this handy dandy caliper, which is 26. The next place I'm gonna measure is right here, right in the side of my chest. Just pinch that, and that says 6. One more time, just this nice pinch here. That's what we're going after. And a nice reading of 7. And the last place we're gonna pinch is my thigh, actually my right thigh. Here's the pinch, 16. You wanna go about halfway up from the knee and about halfway down from your hip bones. One more time. 15. One more time. 16.
So I got my handy dandy piece of paper here that came with the calipers, and you can get these online. And I'm gonna add up my numbers. 25, 15 is 40, 40 plus 7 is 47. And I'm gonna look right on this sheet, and it's gonna tell me how much body fat I have, plus minus maybe 2%. So I am 48, my number was 47, and I'm right in the 16% range. Next, it was time for me to get on the scale and get my weight measured. And when the number came up, 210.8, I wasn't too upset about it, but at the same time, I knew I had to get it down. Now that I got the weight out of the way, let's put the shoes back on and start with the actual physical assessment. I've always been a fan of pull-ups as a measure of upper body strength because nothing works your back, your arms, your core like a good pull-up. Back in my Marine Corps days, 20 pull-ups were 100 points, but I'd say 10 pull-ups is pretty good for any man of my age or even younger. So here you see me struggling to get to 10. For me, that's pretty pathetic. I would love to be able to get to 15, 20 maybe at some point, especially when I drop 10 pounds or so and gain a little bit more strength in my back and arms. Next on the self-imposed assessment list were the push-ups. These I've always loved. I've always had a decent amount of upper body strength throughout my life, so knocking out 50 push-ups weren't too hard for me. But I do wish I got up to at least 80 or 95, maybe even 100 before I stopped, or before I fried. So there's a goal for me to shoot for. Some of you might notice that I'm not going all the way up on the push-up, but that's strictly out of habit. I don't lock out at the top for whatever reason. I missed the lockout by a tiny mark, so I'm not too worried about it. It's actually a lot harder not to lock out all the way because it fries your chest a lot quicker. 50. Here comes my, I'd say second favorite test, the sit-ups. I know I can knock out a few, but I'm not nearly as happy as I should be with my sit-ups. So let's assume the position, and I'm gonna do as many of these as I can. I know nobody's helping me with my feet, but I'm just gonna go to failure and see what that number is, and then I can always look back and see how long it took me to do that. Very sad, very disappointed with my core. Not just my core, but my abdominal muscles. I could definitely have 43. Sad. 44. Well, and that's exactly what it is at this point. It's just pure sadness. To do 50 sit-ups and fry out, that's just sad. So the last station was the rowing station, and I wanted to see how fast I can row 200 meters without stopping. So my goal was under a minute, but I ended up doing a minute 24, which is not super horrible, but at the same time, it's not really good either. Clearly, I got a lot of work to do in the conditioning department. It was 200 meters in a minute 20. This officially kicked my ass. So after getting my ass kicked by the assessment stations, I decided to put all of them together as a circuit and run through them a couple more times. As you can see here, I used rubber bands to assist me with pull-ups in order for me to get the max amount of repetitions in before frying out. So I went from pull-ups to push-ups. I cut down the video here so you guys don't have to bear with me pushing for a couple of minutes, but I did 30 here. And then after the push-ups, I went back on the rower. Rows, round number 3. Here we go, same idea. 200 meters timed. There we go. Same as last time, exactly. And last but not least, I wrapped up the circuit with my last round of sit-ups. And on that note, day number 1 was finished. Day number 2, Saturday the 14th, I wanted to make it a lower body day. I did a light warm-up outside, just some side-to-side lateral stretches and some knee tucks, and went inside for my first exercise. All right, first thing we're gonna do after stretching is start with some light barbell squats. I think I'm gonna not go too heavy today. I'm honestly super sore from yesterday, especially my abdominals. My core is tight, my back's really tight. And that's day 1. Are you guys listening to me? I sound like an old lady. My back, my ankles, my abdomen, everything hurts. I can't deal with it anymore. I gotta get this fixed. I wanna be in shape or in some sort of resemblance of a shape that I don't have to cry about my body like that. Anyway, so I started off with some warm-ups, nice deep squats, just slow pace, nothing too crazy. And I got my back to loosen up and I got my knees to feel a little better. And I was ready for my next real set. Love doing legs. I love it and I hate it. It's one of those relationships. Love-hate relationships. I know how good it is to do legs, but I know how painful it is to do it right. And that's exactly it. All I want to do is just do things right. At 48, I don't really have too much room to make mistakes. I can't overload the bar, drop down, and pop my back. It's just not feasible for me, and I can't afford to risk an injury that way. So with that in mind, I put the bar on my back and did a set of 10 super clean, super low, super stretchy reps. felt really good. Nice, clean reps. 10 more pounds here for our second working set. First set felt really good, but I don't want to load myself too much. I've been doing hack squats for the last few months at the big box gym at LA Fitness, but I haven't done barbell squats in a long time. Next thing we're gonna do are some step-ups. So let me get my 24-inch box out. I've been a big fan of doing step-ups ever since I've learned how beneficial they are to your glute muscles. But outside of those glute benefits, step-ups are a great way to develop your unilateral balance, unilateral strength, and overall lower body strength. So for the first set, I grabbed 2 10s and I did 15 reps on each leg. As I was doing them, my heart rate started to go up, and I realized that this is actually hitting my cardio pretty good. For round number 2, let me grab 20s, and I think I'm gonna stick with 20s for the next 2 rounds. 15s were a little light. This next exercise, we're gonna touch up on hamstrings. I'm gonna grab these dumbbells, pop my toes on top of these plates, and I'm gonna wanna get a nice straight leg stretch in. Good, just like that, right? For those of you who are not blind, you clearly saw that my legs were still pretty bent and my lower back was rounded a little bit. So that clearly needs to get fixed. 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Felt really good. Moving on to kettlebell swings. I look at myself, I'm like, this is an old man working out, huh? It's so depressing, kind of. But am I really the worst example of a 48-year-old? I don't know. I'm hoping I'm not. So, just gotta keep pushing. As much as I want this thing to go away, it's still there. And I think day in, day out, you'll see the progress. But this is what's literally pissing me off. I can't look at it, it just gives me anxiety. So I want to get rid of this shit. Oh yeah, if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Thanks, guys.